Hello fans and welcome to the arenas at the Woodbridge Community Center, where today it's the 7th annual Emergency Services Cup game between Woodbridge Police PBA Local 38 and the Woodbridge Combined Fire EMS Squad. Thanks so much for tuning on in, folks. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Joe Mudrack. Joe, so far in this series it's been somewhat even between these two teams, but the Fire EMS Squad has certainly had an advantage.
Yeah, and they're coming off a victory last year in which Bijan Rastigarpana really stood out, and he was able to capture the MVP. Something interesting that we're going to see this year, and is a treat to all the fans here, is for the first time we have former NHL players in this game. And, you know, to be fair, it's one aside. So we have Colton Orr, the younger of the two, playing for the Police this year, and Tom Laidlaw, both of the players former Rangers, defensemen for the Fire EMS. And we also are welcoming a professional referee to the game, as son of Kerry Frazier, an AHL referee. You may remember the name Kerry Frazier for those of you at home. Will be one of the two referees for this game. So we're looking forward to seeing how these different players, you know, change the atmosphere of the game going forward.
Certainly. I mean, adding NHL players is certainly a different feel. Now, yes, they are retired, but at the same time, they are easily the two most talented players, not only in this game, but pretty much in the entire series that we've seen so far.
Absolutely. I mean, these are, you know, guys who have hundreds of games of NHL experience. So to see that here today is definitely going to be exciting.
Well, again, looking forward to seeing Colton Orr and Rob Laidlaw out there. Ryan Frazier, Kerry Frazier's son, will be one of the referees. You'll be able to tell who he is because he has, well, the professional uniform on. Now, we mentioned that it's the 7th annual Emergency Services Cup game. This game was founded in memory of Corporal Kevin Reinhardt of the U.S. Marines, killed in Iraq during our actions over there as this helicopter was taken down. We certainly miss Kevin, both here in Woodbridge and in Metuchen at St. Joseph's High School, his alma mater. Darren Turcotte has the MVP trophy named after him, the former fire chief of Hope Lawn. It means a lot to this community. The crowd has certainly reflected how important that is each year as this crowd continues to get larger.
And it's become a great annual event where you get to see both the police and the fire department celebrated for, you know, being the people who aren't always celebrated. You know, they're out there for us every day as community members. And here's a day where we get to come here and enjoy them, do something else, and have fun.
Absolutely. Now, the Local 30, PBA 38, was actually on the ice before this game playing a charity sled hockey game against the Woodbridge Warriors. And the funds from this game will go to benefit the Woodbridge Warriors along with the Semper Fi Fund. With the Woodbridge Warriors, they have now sent 2 players to the Paralympics.
And we had a gold medalist in this year's Paralympic Games, so it's something also very exciting. And you see, you know, the hockey community building in this town, and something that wouldn't happen without this rink being here.
You're absolutely right about that. Jack Wallace, again, is the player that you were talking about with the gold medal with the U.S. Paralympic team. Josh Pauls, who went through the Woodbridge Warriors team about 10 years ago or so now, and is now one of the veterans, a gold medalist as well. So the state of hockey in Woodbridge is strong. We hope that you'll get to see more of that here tonight. We're going to send it on down to public address announcer Joe Oliveri as he takes us through the pregame ceremonies, the national anthem, the Middlesex County pipe and bag, or rather the pipes and drum corps, and then we'll get underway. So stay tuned. You're watching the 7th annual Emergency Services Cup game on TV 35.
light's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, please bring your attention to the home bench, and please welcome the Middlesex County Pipes and Drums.
Since we started this hockey program about 7 years ago, Guy has been up front doing all the artwork, getting all this together. He's been an important part of getting it all done. Guy obviously is not getting any younger, so he's going to be hanging out the skates after today. So we just wanted to thank him one more time for all he's done for us these past few years, and we look forward to getting his help in the future, but obviously not on the ice. So, Guy, you want to present this with you?
Well, wait, it's not on. It's not on.
As the PBA president, Guy Oliveri has been for this meeting before I was even hired. From the moment I got hired and became the PBA president, he's guided me in so many ways with executive board decisions, with decisions about life, decisions about the police department. He's not just a hockey guy, he's a good person, he's a great man, he's an excellent police officer, he's a spiritual advisor, he's a lot of things that people don't know about, and I want to say thank you for everything that he's done for us. Thank you, guys.
What's up, pal? No, no. You want me to say something?
Yes, please.
Sure. Just want to echo what Jimmy and what Neil said. Guy Oliveri's done so much for so long for this town. Like very few people have been involved in this government since 1992, and way back then, Guy was running charity events and fundraisers for people in need. So I admire him tremendously. I want to thank him for a lifetime of dedicated service to the people of Woodbridge Township. Thank you.
Well, fans, you heard from Joe Oliveri himself. Hockey coming up here between the Woodbridge Police Department and Woodbridge Fire EMS. Of course, Joe, as we mentioned during our pregame show, a couple special guests here in Colton Orr and Rob Laidlaw. I'm curious to see how they may affect the course of this game.
That's what we were talking about earlier when we were getting ready for the game, and it'll definitely be interesting to see two former NHLers play in the game and see the reaction of the players who have, many of them, been in this game for all 7 iterations. So having the increased talent level in the game should change the flow of game, but it also depends upon how those guys decide to play in the game.
The visiting Woodbridge PBA 38 Hockey Club getting the call on the blue line will be number 5, Zach Menenti. He'll be joined alongside number 12, Andrew Kaiser. The forwards, Joe Niski, Eddie Parfit, and former New York Ranger Colton Orr. Stephen Body getting the call in goal to our left. Meanwhile, for the Woodbridge Fire EMS Club, it'll be Tom Laidlaw and Tommy Bauer. Back on the blue line, Laidlaw going without a helmet today, so you'll certainly be able to tell where he's out on the ice. Rob Boyle, Nate Menenti, and Jake Menenti. Plenty of Menentis for you. Getting the call up front for Fire EMS. Bijan Rastigarpana, who won the MVP trophy last year, is in the goal to our right.
If you're new to the game and you look at Laidlaw out there without a helmet on and you wonder how he could do that, well, he's from an era when that was allowed.
He was used to it. The referees for this evening's game are Kevin Kirchwall and Ryan Frazier, and we're underway. Woodbridge Fire EMS in their black home uniforms with the fluorescent yellow and gray silver trim. Woodbridge PBA in their home white uniforms with the blue trim. As this gets out to the point, Laidlaw keeps it alive, puts it right onto the stick of Colton Orr. They were separated by a couple years for the New York Rangers.
Just a few.
Here's Parfit driving to the outside. Gets around one, swings around the net, had an option in Menenti, instead kept it himself, has Boyle on top of him now, goes behind the net. Eddie Parfit on the backhand, gives to Colton Orr in the corner. Orr tries going back to Parfit at the point under pressure. Parfit manages to get it around, Orr dummies it along into the corner. Oh, a fast start here for Woodbridge PBA. They are trailing in the all-time series of 4-2. But Joe, they've been some pretty close games.
Yeah, and especially last year, we had the incredible performance by Bijan Rastigarpana in net that really made the difference. The Police had a lot of pressure at times, just weren't able to solve it.
Now, Rastigarpana, with over 40 saves in last year's game, hasn't seen a puck come his way yet. Here's Bauer streaking through the neutral zone. In on goal, runs over Body, and somehow he keeps it out of the net.
Body's first test here, we're not used to seeing him in net. It's been all Neil Uricchio throughout the series of these games, and that first big chance there coming from a former MVP of the game, Tommy Bauer. He's able to keep it out and, absorb the contact on the play.
Yeah, a bit physical for early on in this game. We've seen this game get physical towards the end, but usually they get a period or two in first. Now right here at the red line, PBA trying to get it along as Mike Ing lost possession of the puck. Here's Applegate with it at the top of the circle, drops back to the point, stepping in and managing to keep it alive is Zach Menenti, and in front they score! Justin Holloway, just a minute and 57 seconds into this game, slides one through the 5-hole, and the Woodbridge Fire and EMS squad takes the early lead. It's 1-0.
Well, Holloway was parked out in front, and he received the pass from Karush in front as he stepped into the slot, avoided a couple of defenders and slid it over to them there. The 5-hole was opened up on Body as he was going to his right, and he was able to put it between the legs.
Yeah, if you're a forward, that's exactly what you want to see from the goaltender, forcing him to go post to post. It opens up that hole, and it results in an early lead. Now the police department looking for a response. Instead, they'll send it all the way down. No icing on the play as AHL referee Ryan Frazier waves it off. Frazier, the son of Kerry Frazier. Kerry Frazier officiated the most games in the NHL. Probably had the best hair as well.
Great NHL ref. Somebody that we grew up watching throughout the 1990s. And to see his son officiating in this game, I mean, that's another element that's added, professional hockey tonight. We have each team with a professional player, and we have a professional ref as well.
Absolutely, and you'll notice Frazier out there in his AHL referee uniform with the orange armbands.
Something we were talking about earlier too. If you notice, our 2 NHL players are the 2 players wearing NHL pants. Easy to spot. Red pants, NHL logo.
Up ahead come the police. Sending one across, or rather behind the net, was Pepkowski. Now through the neutral zone, far side, trying to get a stick on it, but unable to do so is Evan Douglas. From the red line, it'll be Karush. Now sent up by Kaswick. This goes all the way down the ice. Icing is called, and we're an even 3 minutes into the first period. The Woodbridge Fire EMS with the 1-0 lead.
It was interesting after that first shift where the police department had a good offensive zone pressure. They actually don't even get a shot on that shift. And we're here 3 minutes into the game. There's only 1 shot, and that one finds the back of the net. I guess Tommy Bauer was not credited with a shot on that chance earlier. He didn't actually release the puck. But now it seems like we've slowed down a little bit, a lot of neutral zone time.
Here's Joe Allen coming in from the point. Allen going behind the net. Cut off there by CJ Lyons. He wraps one around the boards, kept alive by Laidlaw at the blue line. Laidlaw thought about a shot, instead sends it back for Evan Douglas. Douglas has that go off of his skates. Laidlaw again at the blue line. Well, you see the NHLer there holding the blue line a couple times. Laidlaw is not exactly a spring chicken, but still probably one of the most talented guys out here.
I believe so. He made a career of keeping that in at the blue line.
So now here come the police again, stopping short, looking things over is Eddie Parfit. Now onside, Parfit at the top of the circle. Nice little move, saved by Rastigarpina. That might have gone off the side of the net.
Wasn't sure if he got a piece of it and then the post, but regardless, it stays out.
Now here's Douglas, taking a pass from Laidlaw. Lyons on top of him. Lyons able to take it away. He'll look over his options and begin to break out himself as his teammates are in the middle of a change. Lyons tries threading a needle up ahead. That was intended for Dale Hubner. Now here comes Fire EMS. This is Weigel. Into the police zone. Colton Orr keeping a close eye on him. Bauer knocking one down in the slot. Now Orr fighting for the puck with 2 Fire EMS players. It ends up on the stick of Tommy Bauer. Bauer goes across Nelson. Snapshot, save. The rebound, they score! Knocked out of midair. I think that's Kevin Metz with the goal. And it's 2-0 Fire EMS.
Kevin Metz always had a great set of hands around the front of the net. And if he's able to find open space, he will find the loose puck. Nice shot from the point by Tim Nelson. Deflectable shot. The rebound comes off of body, and Metz is able to just deposit it in the back of the net.
Can't draw it up any better if you're the head coach of Woodbridge Fire EMS, Howie Bauer, as they have a 2-0 lead. Their first 2 shots of the game have found the back of the net, and we're 4 minutes and 40 seconds in.
It was one of the things that we noted a few minutes ago, that it's interesting not to see Neil Aricchio in the net to start the game, and you've seen 2 shots go in here on body.
And Aricchio certainly has played with a chip on his shoulder. Very important for the 2 police wins in this series. Now coming the other way, Rastigarpina does a snow angel in the crease and somehow keeps it out. My goodness, what a save.
Well, it's got to be I don't know, a very interesting moment for Bijan Rastigarpina to look up, sprawled out, and see Colton Orr hovering over him with a loose puck in front. Somehow he's able to stop it.
Yeah, Rastigarpina, I'm not sure if the momentum carried him out, but at one point it seemed like he was almost parallel to the ice. Well, I can think of plenty of other players I'd rather look up at than Colton Orr or one of the larger bodies we have seen in this game. Now here's Allen going behind the net. It's Ray Karush turning the puck over. Parfit goes down low. Couldn't be controlled by Joe Niski. Now Niski again for Parfit, he scores! Eddie Parfit might have knocked that one out of midair, but 3 shots on goal, 3 goals, it's 2-1.
Well, there's a real nice play behind the net by Niski. Parfit's able to break his check in the low slot there, and once again he finds the 5-hole as Rastigarpina has to come off the post to try to meet the shot in front. He's able to just slide it in between the legs. Really, really nice, smooth play there by the police department.
So now Karush can't clear the puck out. Parfit keeps it alive along the boards. Pass through the slot. Eventually will find its way over to Hubner. Now Hubner goes down low. Parfit Parfit sending one in front, stick aside by Rastig Arpana. Wrapped around the boards, unable to keep it alive at the blue lines, Greg Strezpek. Now Strezpek picking up his own puck at the red line. Can't get around Carouche. Carouche takes a tumble down to the ice. Fire EMS looking for a call. Ryan Frazier laughing at him. Here's Boyle at the point. A shot goes wide of body. Now Joe Allen stepping in from the point. Allen lost possession of the puck. In support is Nate Menenti. He'll send it down deep, but it'll be collected by Niski, who should be able to clear for the Police. Instead, it's Parfit, who can't control the pass. Now Strezpek with the puck again, knocked off his stick again. Gian Rastig Arpana, first time we've said his name in this afternoon's game. Up ahead for Hubner. Hubner turns it over. Boyle. Now Jake Menenti getting it down deep. This will be Strezpek again. Strezpek sending one off the boards. Taken out of the zone by Nate Menenti. He could have been able to keep that alive. And instead, this should result in a free clear for the Police. 8:13 remaining here in the first period. 2-1 your score as Cucci, a snapshot, gives Rastig Arpana all sorts of trouble. Now, that was an easy puck, Joe, but Bijan Rastig Arpana, the goaltender, had some difficulty.
Yeah, popped up off his stick and into the air, and another player tries to shoot it out of the air again. That's becoming a more and more popular way to score, especially with what we've seen in the NHL during these playoffs.
Certainly. Here's Trudell with a shot. He scores! I'm not sure what hole that found, but Ryan Trudell has tied things up at 2.
Trudell gets to the top of the circle. It's a good place to shoot from, and it looks like he's able to find what we would call the 6-hole on that one, in between the body and the arm on the glove side of Rastig Arpana. I think he got a large piece of it, but was able to sneak through. He got a lot on that shot.
Now, I'm not sure if Rastig Arpana perhaps was screened on that or what. That's a save you would expect him to make, especially after the performance that we saw him perform last year. Either way, we're tied at 2. Shots on goal right now are 4-2 in favor of the Police, and we've got ourselves 4 goals scored already.
Yeah, we've seen scoring kind of down a little bit in this game the last few games. You know, 7-6, I think, the last 2 seasons, or two games that have been played here. So to have 4 here early in the first, we'll see how that goes.
Well, the record is 10 goals in a game. Each team has done it once. Back on April 17th, 2016, the Police with a 10-5 victory. Nice move, saved by Body. And then last year, Fire EMS with 10 goals themselves.
Tommy Bauer with another nice rush there, and the save by Body. It's his first save of the night, actually, so maybe he's in the game now.
Perhaps. So 7:07 remaining in the first period. 2-2 your score. It'll be Carouche coming out for the Fire EMS, along with Nelson on the point, and stepping in for the faceoff is Chris Wirtz. Off the draw, goes back to Nelson at the point. He dives and keeps it alive in the zone. Settled down by Borgazelski, sent behind the net. Now CJ Lyons overskates the puck. Here's Wirtz again. Pass picked off by Matthew Murdoch. Murdoch, where's number 30 as a forward? Not something you normally see outside of the Montreal Canadiens.
No. Well, you know, they have a lot of retired numbers, so.
They do. Not sure if the PBA squad has that yet, although Guy Oliveri will have his number 51 retired. Oliveri, as mentioned in the pregame, in his last game as a player. I imagine we'll see him behind the bench for next year's affair, but certainly a special game for Guy Oliveri, who's been so crucial, really, to the fabric of this town. Mayor John McCormick mentioned how he started in government in Woodbridge in 1992, and Oliveri was already involved with charities. He was an integral part of the Woodbridge PBA 30H Street Hockey League that you and I both played in when, well, we were much younger at this point. Here's Douglas with the puck knocked off his stick by Murdoch. De La Sala Jr. has it go off of his stick. And Carouche can't get the puck down deep. Here is Kevin Smith. Oliveri, first time he's seen the ice, gets the puck down deep, collected by Nelson. 5:40 remaining here in the first. This pass picked off by Colton Orr, the former Boston Bruin, at the top of the circle. Now looking down low, fans on the pass, it goes behind the net. Orr now has that puck go underneath his stick. And Fire EMS is able to clear. That's Schmallenberger getting the puck into the zone. Andrew Kaiser has it go off of his stick. Now Karush. Orr back playing defense. Karush sends one intended for Schmallenberger. Can't quite complete the pass. And now taken away by Zach Manenti. He'll wrap it all the way around where Joe Allen will collect at the red line.
Looks like Colton Orr is really having a lot of fun in this game. See him laughing on the bench and, you know, tapping guys on the pads as they skate by. I think he kind of wants to rifle one into the back of the net. We'll see.
There he is. Fingers crossed. Orr and
jersey grabbed.
Orr and Laidlaw getting tied up behind the play. Come together in the corner now. Kaiser at the point. Gets it down low for Orr. Orr tries threading a needle. Knocked away by Joe Allen. Metz fanned on it once, twice. Allen's able to get it out. He'll get shoved into the boards by Orr. And the police are able to clear a long one all the way down the ice. This should be icing. But no, waved off at the last moment. Good hustle shown by Zach Manenti to break it up. Now here comes Metz. Caught from behind, lost possession of the puck. Schmallenberger has that deflect off of his stick. He'll be picked up by Kaiser and he'll begin to break out. Knocked away by Laidlaw at the red line. Not bad for an NHL defenseman with over 800 games played.
Nope, looks pretty comfortable out there, I'd say.
Pass picked off by Manenti. Coming on in, this could be a 2-on-0. A shot saved by Body. The rebound goes wide. Laidlaw with the rebound, gives back to Allen at the point. That shot is blocked. Laidlaw again, picks it up from his skates. Tom Laidlaw, swinging one down low. Body got his bat on it. Joe Allen again keeps it alive. You know, Joe, we were expecting play to slow down with the delayed icing. Instead, we've gotten the most action so far.
Now Body's solidly in this game. A beautiful two-pad stack on that save, as it was Manenti that broke in. They kind of had a defenseman draped on him, no call. Breaks away, and something that you don't really see too often anymore is that classic two-pad stack from the 80s and 90s, as he makes a great save.
Now coming up ahead through the neutral zone is Bauer. He's got one already today. Bauer turning in the corner with under 3 to play. Reversed back. Now Niski is able to pitchfork that out of the zone. Gets as far as the red line. Now Rob Boyle goes back across for Nelson. Nelson, this one, will send it high into the zone. It actually went off of a support for the ceiling. So we'll have a whistle and we'll take a short timeout. 2:37 to go in the first period of play. We're tied at 2. You're watching the 7th Annual Emergency Services Cup game on TV 35.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back. Underway here between the Fire EMS and the Woodbridge PBA Local 38. Tied at 2 with 2.5 to go. Now Parfit can't get around Bauer. You know, for the non-professionals in this game, Joe, it seems like Parfit and Bauer really are head and shoulders above the rest of their competition right now.
When you see the speed that they are able to generate, and there's a nice deflection in front there, but that they're able to just pick up speed through the neutral zone with the puck on their stick and make plays happen. You know, we've seen it happen for both players so far.
Here's Joe Niski with a shot saved by Rastigarpinov. Had some trouble with the rebound, and he'll hold on. 2:01 to go now in the first period. Shots on goal are 6-5 in favor of the police department. But we are tied at 2. You think both goalies just want to forget this period at this point?
Well, at least there's only 2 in on each side, but I think Body here as the period is.
Now look out down low, saved by Rastigarpinov. Another save, and he holds on. My goodness, Rastigarpinov got turned inside out, manages to make the save with his back leg pad, and then I think it ends up under his kidney. and somehow he keeps it out of the net.
Demonstrates a great amount of flexibility on that play there to keep that out. And he's up and back on his feet. I guess he stretched pretty well before this one started.
Well, most goalies should. You see the reason why there. Cucci and Applegate battling in the corner. Cucci got the worst of it, but he managed to get the puck along for Machado. Machado goes behind the net. Now Kazowick along the half wall. Kazowick, a sharp angle attempt off the stick of Rastic-Arpinot. Now pass in front, and fanning on the shot was Phil Machado. Back in support is Trudell as he takes the puck off of Justin Holloway's stick. Collision in the neutral zone. Looks like it was Rob Applegate who got the worst of that. Everybody's seemingly taking a tumble now. Here's Karush, 1-on-2 into the zone. Karush driving to the outside, a backhand shot saved by Body. Karush then sends one back up to the point. Allen, his shot blocked down by Machado. Allen sends it down deep, too far for Karush with under a minute to play. Gian Rastic-Arpinot manages to clear this all the way down. No icing on the play. Trudell coming together with Hubert. Fire EMS needs to be careful they don't get called for too many men on the ice. Although, as I say that, now they only have 4 skaters. 38 to go as we once again are 5-on-5. Here's Bauer getting around everybody. Poked away by Body. He picks up the puck again. Bauer gets around 1, gets around 2, can't get around 3. Laidlaw is there. He forces one towards goal. Now Laidlaw again, swinging one towards the front of the net with 20 seconds to go. Police trying to clear, they cannot. Here's Laidlaw, 13 left. Laidlaw sliding one through the slot. It goes in the air. Chris Wirtz unable to get a stick on it. 5 seconds to go, one last opportunity. Passed across for Kondracki. He gets the shot off. Rastic-Arpinot makes the save. And at the end of 1, it's the Woodbridge PBA Local 38 2, Woodbridge Fire EMS 2. And after, an ugly start of the period for both goaltenders, things seem to settle down a bit.
Yeah, Rastic-Arpinot looks like he's struggling a little bit with shots to his glove side. We saw a couple of rebounds come from there. He got beat on that side once. But, I mean, he made an incredible save there late in the first. And then the one there on the 2-on-1 at the end as it trickles into the corner, another good save. I mean, that could have easily been earmarked for the back of the net. And Stephen Body is really showing that he belongs in the starter's net tonight after a couple of the saves he made in the second half of that first period, after being scored on in the first 2 shots of the game.
Well, the goalies will get a rest. We'll get a short one as well. Through 1 period of play, we are tied at 2. We'll take a short timeout, and when we come back, we will have the 2nd period of play. You're watching the 7th Annual Emergency Services Cup game on TV 35.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the arenas at Woodbridge. I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Joe Mudrak. 2nd period of action about to get underway between the Woodbridge Police and Woodbridge Fire EMS. We are tied at 2. Joe, you had mentioned at the end of the first period how important the goaltenders will be. Do you think that it stays with the goalies the entire time, or does there become a point in the game where it's up to the players themselves to make it happen?
Well, it could go either way. I mean, it depends on the quality of play of the goaltenders. So if they're going to stand on their head and play at a level, even better than what we've seen, what the players do will be limited. But what is important on the player end then is defensive positioning. If the goalies are getting support and rebounds are controlled, that'll make everything a lot easier. But we were also talking about in the first period, the 2 players you could look at to really make a difference would be Parfit and Tommy Bauer on either side. So we'll see if they can, take it to another level, as here's Bauer trying to break out.
Well, let's see what he can do as Bauer finds an option up ahead. Now left once again for Tommy Bauer. Bauer tries to dipsy doodle his way towards the front of the net, ends up with the puck in the near side corner. Now looking for an option. At the point, has it knocked off his stick. Laidlaw chasing after this. De La Salle Jr. on top of the former Rangers defenseman. And now, this is Wirtz. Lost possession of the puck. Menenti tries shoveling it along the half wall. Kept alive by Douglas at the point of shot. Saved by Body. The rebound left in a dangerous area, but unable to convert was Chris Wirtz. Now Laidlaw has that knocked away. Here comes Luke Pepkowski. Pepkowski rushing the shot as he's at the end of his shift. It goes wide, and he'll go to the bench for a change. Now, long pass can't be controlled by Schmallenberger. No icing on the play, waved off at the last moment. And so it will be Zach Menenti. Up ahead for Colton Orr. Orr at the top of the circle, stops, drops off Parfit. Parfit, his shot might have gone off the glove of Rastigarpina. Parfit had Orr in the slot looking for that shot.
Yeah, I don't know if, I'm sure they've talked about it on the bench, but I don't know if Colton Orr really wants to be the one putting the puck in the back of the net, so it's probably Parfit shooting all the way on that one.
At the same time, as Rastigarpina holds on to this, face-off coming up to his left, but at the same time, Parfit gives it to Orr. He then can get into an open area. Odds are the NHL player's gonna find you with a pass.
Well, that's true, and he did find him there on that setup for a nice shot. And as we alluded to earlier, you know, they're targeting the glove hand right now, and Parfit went to that area again.
This is Parfit in the corner. Goes back to Strezpak at the point. Quick D-to-D pass across. Shot on goal. They score! Deflected in front of a net. It ends up behind Rastigarpina, and the Police have their first lead. It's 3-2.
Well, the shot from the point came from Latham, and it's deflected in front. Rastigarpina is probably screened as well on that one. So that's the example you were bringing up earlier. When does it come to the players and when does it come to the goalies? In a situation like that, the goalie really doesn't have too much of an opportunity to make a save. So the defenseman has to try to clear out the slot area and the crease. And that doesn't happen on that play, and they're able to capitalize.
So off the draw, the Police with their first lead of the game, but they'll have to deal with the face-off going, oh no, waved off once again. You know, these referees, I appreciate the
They're letting them play.
The constant play that we have out of this. Now gaining speed through the neutral zones, Jake Menenti. Menenti can't get around Greg Strezpak. Coming in, but unable to do anything with the puck was Menenti. Now Boyle can't knock it away from Parfit. Here's Parfit with Orr as a trailer, gives to him. Colton Orr gives a cross off the stick of Pagos. Boyle unable to clear as Kazowick keeps it alive. Kazowick for Parfit in the corner. Back to Kazowick, it rolls in on goal. Kazowick never actually got a stick on it. That deflected off of defenseman Tommy Bauer. No icing once again as Strezpak will begin from behind his own net.
Rastigarpina was forced to make somewhat of a save on that. It was headed toward the back of the net. He got a stick on it into the corner.
And I don't think he was expecting that, but either way, here's CJ Lyons. Lyons turned around in the corner, Bauer on top of him. Bauer tries to go up through the slot, dangerous area. This time it works out for him. He finds Menenti up ahead. Menenti can't get around the defense of Gian Rastigarpina. Coming the other way is Rob Cucci. Cucci gets swung down to the ice along with Bauer. Puck still in the EMS zone. A wraparound attempt. Pagos a shot. It went wide. Rastigarpina didn't know where it was.
He had a wide open net. Rastigarpina thought it was caught up in his pads.
Cucci again with a shot. That one goes off the skate of Rastigarpina. Fire EMS having some trouble in their own end. This pass knocked away by Kazowick. He'll wait for his teammates to get onside before sending it back into the zone. Joe Allen will head on back, try and slow things down. Instead, he sends one off the boards. Nate Menenti there to pick it up. Gian Rastigarpina swings it right back the other way. Puck on its edge as it rolls down, but no icing once again. At this point, I might be surprised if we get an icing.
Yeah, I'm wondering what's going on.
I think the referees want to keep this at a nice pace.
Hey, it's fine. I'm enjoying the pace.
Off the post from the sidewall. Another shot saved by Rastigarpina, and the rebound cleared out of the crease. Now Kazowick can't hold it alive at the blue line. 3-on-2 developing here for Fire EMS. This is Boyle across Bauer. Bauer swings one towards the slot. It was intended in front for Nick Hubert. And now a 3-on-1 coming the other way. Here is Niski. Niski, a shot, he scores! A snipe by Joe Niski, and the Police have a 4-2 lead.
Well, Zach, that whole play was created by Joe Niski. Tommy Bauer brings it into the zone, he has a chance on a kind of a delayed 2-on-1. Niski, with a well-timed stick lift, is able to distract Bauer, and he's not able to get the shot away. He comes the other way. It's a 3-on-1. He's able to find the short side on Rasik and increase the lead to 2.
And you see the intelligence of the goal scorer there, because a 3-on-1, the goaltender is expecting a pass, which means he's going to cheat off of that short side so he doesn't have as much ground to cover. Niski's able to tuck it in between the post and the blocker side of Rasik. First one we've seen go past his blocker. Now the Police are doubling up on Fire EMS 4-2. Now looking for more. Here's Niski again, but offsides is called, and the faceoff will come back out into the neutral zone.
I'm glad you brought that up, because as you know, if you're watching at home and you think about the way goal scorers score goals in the NHL now, and you're seeing a lot more short side goals, and a lot of that probably has to do with stick technology, the way you're able to get torque on a shot and have more accuracy. When, you know, in the 80s and 90s, that was almost always considered a bad goal.
Absolutely.
And today, it's not.
Well, then again, you can also take a look at the style of goaltending as well. Back then, it was much more reactive. These days, it's proactive. Here's Trudell coming in on a breakaway. Scores! Ryan Trudell, 5-2 Police.
Well, Trudell has a break, and he makes a really nice move. Fakes the forehand shot, moves to the backhand to get Rasik down in the butterfly. Then he slides it back on his forehand into the net easily with Rasik down and out of position. Not able to recover on a great move.
Yeah, not much as a goaltender you can do for that, as right now the Fire EMS squad's leaving their goaltender Bijan Rasik out to dry. So off the ensuing face-off, the Police with a 3-goal lead, their largest of the game. Orr tried deflecting one up ahead for Trudell, instead knocked down and sent back the other way by Chris Wirtz. Here's Wirtz with it again. Fans on the shot, sends one across the slot. Machado unable to clear. Now Menenti again. Weird bounce, they score! That's the weirdest goal you'll ever see. It's 5-3.
Looks like that went off a partition, perhaps.
That's exactly what happened. It was Zach Menenti who just wanted to wrap one around the boards. It goes off a glass partition, off the back of goaltender Stephen Body, and just like that. Wow, that's something, you know, hold on to that clip at home, folks. You'll never see another goal like that.
And Menenti forcefully slams his stick onto the ice, but Colton Orr goes over to talk to him, you know, to calm him down. We got a 2-goal lead. Take it easy. It's not your fault. It happens.
Trudell from the neutral zone, surprising Rasik with that. He makes the save. Now Nelson, caught from behind by Orr. Nelson manages to stay with it. And now Evan Douglas, 1-on-3, looking for some support. Douglas drops back, a one-timer, saved by Body. The rebound loose in the crease. It's still there. Going back to the point, Bauer keeps it alive. Now Bauer, a shot ripped wide. Nelson at the point. He'll send this one down low. Zach Menenti tries reversing course. Not sure if anybody on his team was aware of that. Now here comes Colton Orr. Nelson diving out, can't hit him. Orr slowly into the zone, drops off Trudell. Trudell sending one towards the front of the net. Rasik makes the save. Now Orr with it once again. On goal, saved by Rasik. Nelson manages to get it up to Schmellenberger. Further along, it's Weigel. Weigel caught from behind. Police looking to clear. De La Sala Jr. is able to get it over the blue line. Tommy Bauer knocks it away from him, runs into Schmallenberger. And now with under 7.5 to go, falling down on the play was Luke Pepkowski. Play remains in the Fire EMS zone, and Pepkowski's shot gets deflected wide by Kondracki. Schmallenberger unable to clear. Weigel looking at it as well. Recovered by the Police as Ing swings one behind the net. Now Pepkowski. Bauer in the corner looking to break out, and he will. Here comes Tommy Bauer, gaining speed through the neutral zone, splitting the defenseman. Bauer in! He scores! Tommy Bauer, coast to coast. No one can touch him. And with 6:51 remaining here in the second period, that's going to do it for Stephen Body. Body gives up 4 goals on 14 shots on goal. Or check that, on 10 shots on goal. And now making his way into the game. Oh, the person we were expecting the entire time, Neil Aricchio. He has been in goal for the Police in every single one of these games, taking back his spot in our goal to the right.
And I don't think this goaltending change is emblematic of the play of Stephen Body. It's just about the halfway point of this game.
That's exactly right, and I had a chance to speak with Woodbridge PBA coach Chris Montecolo before the game. That was the plan going into it, so Aricchio now coming on in. Body will get himself a nice pat on the back on the bench. Meanwhile, head coach Chris Montecolo, Joe, what a season he had here for Woodbridge Township High School hockey.
And it is the best season for the program in its history. Played in the finals of the GMC tournament, losing to Monroe, and then goes on to the state finals for, was it Public Group A?
A or B, I believe, but either way.
Where they fall in the finals, but I mean, previously, Woodbridge, I don't think ever won more than one state playoff game.
It's not even just one state playoff game, as this one bounces around in front of the net, but Woodbridge still has not won a county championship. Ever since the GMC Hockey Championship started years ago, I would say, and call it about 8 years ago or so now, St. Joe's of Metuchen has pretty much controlled that entire conference. This year, St. Joe's falls to Monroe in the semifinals. Woodbridge versus Monroe for the GMC finals. Monroe goes on to win, but what a catalyst that served for Chris Montecolo's squad as they went on to the state finals. To put that in perspective, St. Joe's, easily the most successful hockey team in Middlesex County, they have never made it to the state finals, and yet Woodbridge Township managed to pull off exactly that.
It is an incredible feat, but, you know, do remember that St. Joe's plays when they're in the state playoffs, they're going up against some of the more difficult competition in the entire state.
Certainly true. At the same time, though, what a shot. They score. Jake Menenti goes upstairs and gives Neil Aricchio a rude awakening into this game. 5:52 remaining in the second period, and we are tied at 5.
Well, he's able to get the pass with speed, and he's streaking down the wing. He kind of cuts towards the middle, which pulls Aricchio off the post, and he puts it over his right shoulder, just under the crossbar. Real nice shot there, and a great finish.
A great shot. Not sure if it's Aricchio or Lundqvist in net, if anybody's getting a handle on that. Here's Laidlaw, sending it as far as the Police blue line, sent all the way down. No icing on the play as Tommy Bauer gets the puck after it's settled down by Rastigarpina. Under 6 minutes to go here in what is once again a tied game. Now Bauer with it again. Bauer, a shot, it goes wide.
He just misses the right post on that.
Laidlaw picks up an assist on the Menenti goal. Not sure if Colton Orr has a point yet. We'll have to check that between periods. Meanwhile, this one is just flipped towards goal. Laidlaw will pick it up from behind the net. A tight turn brings it up through the slot, and he finds Bauer. Here's Bauer to the outside, now cutting towards the middle, using Murdoch as a screen. Laidlaw shot saved by Aricchio. Another shot, and it's blocked wide. Applegate sending one towards the front of the net, knocked away by Trudell. Boy, the momentum swings in this game have been extreme.
Well, Tom Laidlaw's effort is noticeably increased on this shift, where he gets an assist and then drives to the net with Bauer to get a nice shot. Great save by Aricchio off of that, as Bauer kind of turned the defenseman inside out. Tom Laidlaw's there to pick up the loose change, but can't put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, I believe it was Matt Murdoch who was the defenseman there, and Murdoch actually turned his back to Bauer at one point, and Bauer said, thanks, you're now a free screen for me. Now here's Parfit looking to give his team the lead. Parfit stops in front, saved by Rastigarpina. Intelligent play by Eddie Parfit. Everybody was looking at him as he looked for the pass. This is knocked out of the zone. Murdoch back to retrieve. Gets it as far as the red line. Delayed offsides against Fire EMS as Justin Holloway is going off for a change. Now up ahead, it's Niski. He's got Parfit in the slot. Niski, a shot, missed wide, and it goes out of play. 3:36 remaining here in the second period, and we'll take a short timeout. We're tied at 5. You're watching the 7th Annual Emergency Services Cup on TV 35.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
3:36 to go. Welcome back, folks. Zach McGinnis, Joe Mudrack with you. 5-5 your score. Had plenty of goals in this period, 6 total, and we're not done yet.
Earlier in the period, it really seemed like the police department was about to start running away with this game. It scored 2 or 3 quick goals, had a 3-goal lead, and Fire EMS is able to chip away and get this game back tied.
D to D, back up at the point. A rising shot off the stick of Zach Menenti goes all the way around the boards, out of the zone, and Andy Kaiser has to pick it up in his own end. 3:20 to go as Kaiser gets around 1, can't get around 2. Picked up by Hubner, his shot gets blocked. Kaiser, a follow-up shot, saved by Rastigarpina, and he'll hold on for Bijan Rastigarpina. That's now his 11th save. It is the Police 16th shot on goal.
You know, going back to something we were talking about earlier with the recent success of the Woodbridge Township hockey program, and it's actually the first year that the entire program is a co-op, which really speaks volumes to how, you know, that system worked for them in this town.
It really did, because rather than having, you know, 3 incredibly underpowered teams in a Woodbridge team, a Colonia team, and a JFK High School team, you put the 3 of them together. Now, you'll hear the debate that this can lead to the formation of super teams. Quite frankly, I don't really buy that argument. I think if you have the opportunity to let these kids do something that they love, it lets them be involved in a school program, why not do everything you can to make sure that program exists?
Right, and the other part of that is, I mean, most townships don't have 3 high schools.
Another good point. And you'll see with the co-op programs, Edison has to do that as well, where Edison High School, J.P. Stevens High School in Edison, and Metuchen High School in Metuchen, the 3 of them have combined to form a hockey team as well. Now Colton Orr looking at this puck as it goes past him. Taken out by the Police with 2:05 to go. This is Cucci with Bauer all over him. Cucci sends one on goal. Rastigarpina holds on. Cucci didn't get everything he wanted on that shot, but he still got a shot on goal.
Yeah, it may have been a little bit deflected, and he had Colton Orr breaking to his left towards the net. He could have slid it over to him, but maybe the defenseman was a little bit too tight on him for him to make a pass. He's just trying to get something on goal, get to the bench, make a change. It's never a bad idea to get it on net, get the face-off in the offensive zone, and you don't know what's going to happen after that.
Kondracki goes back to the point. A shot saved by Rastigarpina.
And case in point there is they're able to win the draw, get a shot on net. There's a rebound. Not able to find it right away, but, you know, you get a chance off of an offensive zone draw sometimes.
You're absolutely right. Latham sent it around, out of the zone. De La Sala Jr. can't get a hold on it. Now Schmallenberger overskates the puck. This gets chipped into the Fire EMS squad.
What do you know?
Zone. And imagine that. An icing call. Face-off coming back down into the Woodbridge Police zone. 1:28 to go in the second period. We are still tied at 5 between these two teams. 18-13 your shots on goal.
I don't think they can let it go when you dump it in from your own blue line.
Usually they'll get you on that one. It'll be Schmallenberger on the draw for the Fire EMS squad. It's won by the Police. Here's Bauer activating from the point. Now stepping in, Bauer, a puck on his backhand. Still holding on to the puck. Riccio might have made the first save, and then Eddie Parfit takes it away. Here comes Parfit the other way. Karush is the only one back. Parfit gets around him. Parfit in, and he lifts it over the net and out of play.
Parfit with his hand up. I don't know if he thinks it went off of Rastigarpina, but it looked like he just elevated his shot a little too high on the backhand there. Maybe the puck rolled on him at the last second, but demonstrated a great burst of speed out of the zone after Tommy Bauer had a chance of his own. And I was a little surprised Bauer didn't elect to shoot when he got to the bottom of the slot there. It looked like he had the top of the net open. He goes to the backhand to try to make one more move and put it in on Neil Riccio, who was down at that point, but isn't able to get that done.
Well, perhaps one move too many. A minute remaining now in the second period. Here's Gian Rastigarpina. Cut down by Laidlaw in the neutral zone. Given back for Nelson. Nelson fans a bit on the pass, but it's still corralled and collected up ahead. Jake Menenti lost possession of the puck. Parfit has it taken away. Now Boyle gets around one. Boyle at the top of the circle. A shot goes off the side of the net. Nate Menenti behind the net, taken away by Gian Rastigarpina.
Nice deceptive shot by Boyle there, Zach. As he kind of looked off the shot, looked to make a pass. Aricchio was kind of probably watching his eyes there, and he's able to get a nice, strong shot off.
Now, we haven't seen too much of Gian Rastigarpina in this game. As this one in front, delayed call coming up. Nelson keeps it alive at the blue line. His shot saved by Aricchio. Rebound off the side of the net. Laidlaw picks it up, and then we have a whistle. It's going to be a slashing call. It was going to go against the Police, although I'm not quite sure why the whistle blew when Laidlaw had possession of the puck. Let's see what the call is.
Laidlaw has a conversation with the referee and asked him the same thing that you just brought up. Well, why are you blowing the whistle now?
So it's going to be Adam Kazowick who will sit 2 minutes for slashing. Kazowick usually good for a penalty a game. 5.3 seconds to go here in the second period. Rastigarpina stays in goal to our left. 2 seconds and 1. And with the music playing, that will do it for the second period of action. At the end of 2, it's Woodbridge Police 5, Woodbridge Fire EMS 5. And Joe, ultimately a pretty even period between those two teams.
Yeah, it's really the tale of two periods there, as the police department came out very strong, got a sizable lead that it seemed like with the way they were playing would be insurmountable. But Fire EMS is able to weather the tide, come back and tie this game. And we'll see what they can do on the power play, which will continue in the third period. 1:58 to go on that power play.
So we'll take a short timeout. At the end of 2 periods of play, we are tied at 5 at the arenas at Woodbridge, and you're watching the 7th annual Emergency Services Cup game on TV 35.
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Hello, fans, and welcome back to the arenas at Woodbridge. Third period of action about to get underway between the Woodbridge PBA and the Woodbridge Fire and EMS squad. We are tied at 5 through 2 periods of play. Thanks so much again for tuning on in, folks. I'm Zach McGinnis. Tommy Bauer with a pair of goals so far. Bijan Rastigarpina in goal for Fire EMS. He has made 13 saves on 18 shots. Stephen Body got the call in goal for Woodbridge PBA. He was pulled after giving up his third goal about halfway through the last period. Neil Aricchio in goal for the remainder of this game. Woodbridge Police will begin this period on the penalty kill. 1:58 remaining in Kazowick's penalty. And Joe, we'll see if the Fire and EMS squad can get their special teams on the board here.
Wonder how many times Tom Laidlaw was on the first power play unit in his career. Here he is.
Well, you might as well have some fun with it. This is Cucci on the forecheck. Coming out from behind the net is Bauer, who finds Boyle through the neutral zone. Boyle driving wide on Kaiser, gets around him. Boyle, a backhand shot, saved and cleared out of the zone.
Looks like he didn't really have a good handle on that as he brought it to the net, trying to go from his forehand to his backhand. It kind of hopped over his stick there. Fresh ice, a little bit slipperier.
Here's Menenti through the neutral zone, leaving it for Bauer. Bauer tried cutting towards the slot. That was knocked away. Good defense put on him by Zach Menenti. Now up ahead with it's Eddie Parfit, as that was Nelson who took a tumble at the blue line. And now Laidlaw falls down at the blue line as well. Guess they put a speed bump there in between periods. Now here's Kaiser. Flipping this one out of the zone. It will roll all the way on goal. Rastigarpina will leave it for Laidlaw. Tom Laidlaw, NHL veteran and really a fan favorite here in the New York, New Jersey area. Drops off for Bauer. Bauer gets around one. He scores. What a shot by Tommy Bauer. And it's a 6-5 game.
Well, that's exactly what he didn't do at the end of the second period when he got to that area on the ice in the low slot. Just release the good shot that he has and find a hole through Neil Aricchio rather than trying to go to his backhand and make one final move. He received the pass in a great area, and he scores on the power play to put the Fire EMS back on top here, 6-5.
Oh, not a bad job by the power play unit for Fire EMS. Here is Colton Orr, the former Toronto Maple Leaf, drops it off at the blue line, now picks it up again. Nifty little pass, finds an opening on the far side. Orr then has his stick knocked out of his hands. Knocked down at the blue line, unable to keep it in the zone was Trezpek. And now here's Trudell. He's found the back of the net as well. This time he'll retreat behind his own cage. His pass knocked away. Holloway waiting for it at the blue line, knocked off of his stick. Cucci can't control it off the boards. Applegate nearly sends himself out of the rink. Well, Joe, it's been an interesting start to this third period.
We had the power play there, but a couple players falling down on their own blue line, and another guy almost checking himself into the bench.
Makes you wonder what's in those water bottles.
So we'll see how the pace of play picks up here as we move forward.
3-on-1 developing for the Police. This is Trudell. He has Orr. Orr waiting for the one-timer. Sends it back for Trudell, who fans on the pass. He had an open net to shoot at.
Great delay there by Colton Orr to allow the play to develop. He had Trudell breaking to the net, but the pass is not able to be deflected into the back of the net behind Rastigarpina.
Now Orr once again. Trezpek stepping in. Down low and chased after by Tom Delasala Jr. Now wrapped around the near side wall. Ing keeps it alive at the blue line. Officer Mike Ing, fairly certain he has played in every single one of these games so far. Here is Evan Douglas. Over the red line and into the Police zone. Douglas, his shot scores! Somehow that found a hole past Aricchio, and it's 7-5.
Well, Evan Douglas was able to break out of his own end as a defenseman. Not really anybody back-checking too hard on him there. So he had a little bit of time as he crossed the blue line, and it was, I think, a deceptive amount of power for him on that shot. As he looks, trying to make a pass perhaps, he looks up, he sees maybe a hole there in Neil Aricchio, and he releases a quick wrist shot that really made a powerful sound as it hit the back of the net and came out quickly. Generated a lot of power on that flick of the wrist.
Well, a flick of the wrist gets one past Aricchio. It's a 2-goal lead now for Fire EMS. Falling down on the play and unable to get anything going was Kondracki. Now Douglas. Kondracki again, or check that, Pepkowski this time is able to get it down deep. Laidlaw can't clear the puck out of the zone. Pepkowski at the blue line. Now Laidlaw following up, gets it out, turned over, and here comes the Fire EMS squad. Laidlaw somehow stays on side, drop pass intended for Boyle, knocked away by Gian Rastigarpina. Now Douglas. That one goes across the blue paint of the crease. Laidlaw settles this one down and sends it behind the cage. Pepkowski. A weird bounce in front off the glass stanchion. First time, or rather not the first time we've seen that. Now Laidlaw looking for a pass through the slot. Paddled aside by Aricchio. And this is cleared up all the way out of the zone. And icing is called with 10:29 to go in the third.
And Tom Laidlaw there had a chance to make a pass in front. Nice stick there by Neil Aricchio to deflect the pass. As you know, the NHL guys in this game really have the hands to find a seam there, make a play on the goalie there. He had some players breaking to the front of the net, but that's able to keep the score at 7-5 as Neil Aricchio does a good job there.
Now here is Parfit. Boy, can he fly. Parfit one-on-one with Nelson. A shot saved by Rastigarpina. Rebound in the corner collected by Eddie Parfit. Parfit can't get around the defense of Bauer. Check that, of Manenti. This is sent all the way down. No icing on the play. 10:05 to go in a 2-goal game. This is Murdoch losing control of the puck in the corner. Sent wide of the cage by Weigel. collected, and now here comes Trudell. Or check that, Lyons with the puck. CJ Lyons lost possession behind the cage. Nelson unable to clear. Parfit covering at the point. Eddie Parfit now drives to the outside, comes back towards the front. A backhand, he scores! Eddie Parfit dipsy-doodling his way around everyone. And we're once again with a one-goal game. It's 7-6.
Well, Zach, earlier what you said is starting to look more and more prophetic as this game goes along. As we've seen both Tommy Bauer and Eddie Parfit score in this period, and they're the two game changers, one on each side. They're the game breakers. Parfit there able to get around 2 or 3 defensemen and put it in on his backhand. Not a very easy thing to do, to have that amount of control on your backhand. He gets Rasek-Arpanaud down, and he's able to slide it just underneath the pad on the glove hand side.
So Parfit finds the back of the net, brings his team to within 1. Here's Jake Manenti looking to regain the 2-goal lead. Manenti on a tour of the offensive zone eventually finds Joe Allen. Allen winds and fires, saved by Aricchio.
Joe Allen known for the blistering slap shot that he possesses, and he puts one on there.
Allen has certainly always had a heavy shot. We've seen it on display here before. Now turned over at the red line, it's Boyle. He'll circle back to his own end, looking things over. At the blue line, Boyle still managing to keep possession of the puck. Now finds it along for Jake Manenti. Manenti's shot gets blocked. Picks up his own rebound. Has Joe Allen at the point and gives to him. Allen, that shot deflects wide. Nice deflection by Boyle in front.
Good shot selection there by Joe Allen as he puts it at a level that's underneath the bar, and it's a softer shot that's easily deflectable by Boyle. He just gets it a little bit too wide, a little bit too much on the deflection.
Bauer keeps it alive at the blue line. Swung back down low. This is Jake Manenti. Manenti chips one back up to Bauer at the point. Bauer with plenty of real estate. Snaps in a shot, and Aricchio got a piece of it.
It's been a real good shift here by Fire EMS as they're cycling the puck. I'll tell you, Manenti has looked impressive on this shift as well.
Rob Cucci caught from behind, lost possession of the puck. Pagos fans on it. Now here comes Bauer in alone. Bauer scores! 8-6 for Fire EMS as Tommy Bauer finds the back of the net once again.
And just as we talked about earlier, this is another short side goal. Not another player breaking to the net that Aricchio really has to pay attention to, but Bauer has so much speed. Aricchio is going to bite on the shot before he really maybe needs to. Gets down into the butterfly, and once that happens, Bauer's able to put the shot right over his shoulder.
Parfit hooked from behind. We're going to have a delayed penalty. Parfit still with the puck, gives across. This one goes all the way back up to the point. That'll be the whistle. And it will not result in a penalty shot, but we will see the Woodbridge Police power play for the first time this evening with 7:31 to go in the third period. With that, we'll take a short timeout. 8-6 your score, and the Police going on the power play. We'll be right back as you're watching the 7th Annual Emergency Services Cup on TV 35.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to the arenas at Woodbridge. Zach McGinnis, Joseph Mudrak here with you. 7.5 to go. We'll see if the Police can convert on this man advantage.
Yeah, and on that last sequence there, Eddie Parfit had a chance to get the game back to within 1 as he had somewhat of a break. But Karush there gets the hook on him. And, you know, if you're familiar with hockey and you watch the game, you would know that there are what are called good penalties and bad penalties. That would be categorized as a good penalty to take, as Parfit had a breakaway, probably going to deposit it into the net, but Karush gets the hook on him and prevents a goal.
Well, Tom Laidlaw got some first power play time, gets some time on the penalty kill right here as Boyle shot on goal. Aricchio will make the save. He'll hold on for a defensive zone faceoff with 6:48 to go in the third period and a minute 18 remaining on the power play.
Shot there by Boyle. Maybe he was trying to deceive Riccio a little bit, but he's able to get it with the pad and hold on, and he went by and poked him in the pad after the whistle there a little bit, but he didn't really elicit a response from the police.
No, not much of a response there as all, as we have certainly seen this game get a bit more physical than what we're seeing right now, really what we've seen during the course of the game, but 6:46, there's plenty of time for tempers to flare.
Well, it's also a smart play there too. I mean, you know, Fire EMS is on the penalty kill. If you can upset another player, get him to even it up at 4-on-4 there when you're up by 2. I mean, you know, they're trying to get out of this penalty kill here with a 2-goal lead.
Cucci soccering one back, or saw that bounce over his stick. It's Douglas, or check that, Boyle, who sends it back down deep. Cucci will start out from behind his own cage. Jake Manenti all over him. Cucci's pass goes past Orr, goes past Machado, goes past everyone. Now Manenti in the corner. Lost possession. You know, the police haven't really been able to get out of their own end on this power play.
This is an impressive kill. I mean, they're getting guys in on the forecheck here on this penalty kill.
Now here's Colton Orr. Orr behind the net looking for an option. Has it knocked away, now Boyle taking it. Boyle 2-on-1. Orr back on the back check. Oh, you can see the NHL player. He's still got it in the tank, especially when it comes to an odd man rush. A wraparound attempt by Boyle, and Riccio sees that go through the blue paint and out.
Colton Orr was never known for his wheels, but it shows you that the talent that these guys possess that make it to the NHL.
Kazowick lost his stick. Meanwhile, Cucci the other way, knocked down by Bauer. Bauer, who has put more goals in the back of the net than anybody else so far in this game with the puck. We are back to 5-a-side hockey as the police were unable to get a shot on goal during that power play. Now Niski going far side. Police have too many players on the ice. They've got 6 skaters. Nobody's noticed it yet. Now 3 of them come off, and they get away with one. Here's Niski back in the offensive zone. His pass sticked aside by Rastigarpina. Boy, that was a good 30 seconds or so that they had 6 on the ice.
And when you're down by 2, that's not a penalty that you want to take.
No, usually not. Gian Rastigarpina losing his helmet in the corner. Shot on goal, saved by Riccio. He'll hold on.
Rastigarpina goes hard into the boards there, but he appears to be okay as he gets up and skates towards the bench.
Yeah, we're seeing less ice time for Gian Rastigarpina. His brother Bijan, obviously the goaltender for the Fire EMS squad. And I believe Gian, when he first started, was on the Fire EMS team.
He wasn't a police officer yet.
He was not. He was still with the emergency services group here in Woodbridge. And he enlisted in the military, went over to Iraq. I believe 2 tours of duty over there. Came back here, became a Woodbridge Township police officer, and he found his way back into this game. We have a whistle as the net has come off behind Bijan Rastigarpina. Faceoff will be to his left. 4:24 to go here in the third period. 8-6 your score, Fire EMS with the lead.
Now that you bring that up, I know what a fan of trivia you are. I'm thinking that he might be the only player who's switched sides in the history of this game.
I think you may be right. We'll have to ask him afterwards. Here's a shot from the point, blocked by Laidlaw in front. Now Eddie Latham. Bad pass back for Strezpic. Strezpic will have to get it himself, sending it off the boards, not out. Latham again. Strezpic up ahead, goes over the stick of Parfit. Laidlaw up ahead for Holloway. Justin Holloway had the first goal in this game, and he flicks one wide. Nearly had his second.
Great pass by Laidlaw there, and here's a 2-on-1.
Now here is Parfit. He has Hubner with him. Parfit closed off by Laidlaw. Joe Niski with it with about 3.5 to go. Parfit, blind backhand pass, had Hubner on the far post, but nobody home. Now Latham, knocked away off the skates of Laidlaw. You know, you can see something with the police there, as that puck was by the blue line. They had 2 guys standing in front of the net, but they didn't have possession of the puck. Now Evan Douglas, big collision, as getting the worst of that was Nick Hubert.
And on that 2-on-1, Zach, you saw Eddie Parfit, who's had
another hit. That's Pepkowski and Hubert again. Oh, he said that there was still plenty of time for things to get physical.
And he gets up and takes his number, and we'll see. On that 2-on-1, though, Parfit with the puck, who's demonstrated a lot of ability in this game so far, but the difference there being that Tom Laidlaw is back on D, and Rastik Arpana is going to trust that the pass is not going to get through him on the 2-on-1, so he can cheat to Parfit there, and he's able to make that save.
Rastik Arpana makes the save on a shot from the blue line. Faceoff will be to his right. Shots are even at 23 apiece, but we'll start keeping our eyes to our left, and we'll find out when Neil Aricchio gets called to the bench. You can see head coach Chris Monacola of the Police talking things over with his team. Not many whistles remaining in this game. Here is Murdoch. He'll throw this one up the center of the ice. It goes all the way down. Rastik Arpana gets a stick on it. It's no icing on the play. Manages to get it around Kondracki. That puck deflects off the stick of Rob Horgazowski. Colton Orr off the bench. And we'll see if the Police told him to score a couple times and even this up.
I was just about to say that. We'll see how we go here.
So De La Sala now. Tried going around for Orr in the corner. Stepping in, a shot gets deflected back into the near side corner. Colton Orr manages to take out two guys, gets the puck along. Schmallenberger can't get around De La Sala Jr. Back up at the point, Murdoch. 100 seconds to go. A shot goes through the 5-hole and wide.
Colton Orr gets a piece of that in front. Big body screening Rastik Arpana. Never saw it.
Murdoch falling down, can't hold the blue line. Under 90 seconds to play. The Police need 2. Here is Bauer. Softly off the boards. Up ahead. Knocked down. And now here's Colton Orr with 70 seconds to go. Aricchio starting to cheap out of his crease as Parfit drives to the outside. Parfit in front, he scores! Eddie Parfit once again! And it's a 7-8 game with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go.
And I was wondering when they would get Colton Orr and Eddie Parfit back together. It's a combination we saw earlier in the game. And on that play, Orr sets up Parfit for the little bit of a break in there, but he's also going to take a defender with him, as you're going to want to mark Colton Orr here late in the third, expecting the pass will come back to him.
Police with one too many players on the ice, so they'll leave Kevin Smith out and call Colton Orr over to the bench. And now they'll call timeout and try and talk things over here. But 1 minute and 4 seconds left, Joe. Police have an opportunity here to try and tie this up.
Yeah, and they will pull the goaltender if they get possession of the puck here on this faceoff. You saw Colton Orr head back to the bench there, so it appears that he might be the extra attacker once they gain possession in the offensive zone.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that, if they keep Orr out for the faceoff, or if he's the one who is the extra attacker. I imagine we'll see Aricchio pretty much go just to the hash marks. And I agree with your assessment. If the Police can win this faceoff and manage to maintain possession, we'll see a quick yank of Aricchio. And they'll have about 55 seconds or so then trying to tie things up.
And you'll probably see Trudell, Parfit. Looks like Kaiser will be out there for this. But the timeout gets Parfit a quick breather after he scores that goal. And, you know, they want the big guys out there. And you'll also see Tom Laidlaw on defense here for Fire EMS in a situation he's been in hundreds, if not thousands of times. You know, 1 minute left in the third. We have a 1-goal lead. Get out there and shut him down. And Colton Orr is actually lining up on D here. Wonder if that's the idea, to get him some more skating space. He can break out with the puck.
Well, he certainly would be one of the fastest players out here, but we haven't really seen him open it up yet. Turned over in the neutral zone. Aricchio racing back to the cage, and he makes a save. Now Colton Orr picks up the puck. He gives it along, and up ahead it's Hubner. Hubner through the neutral zone and into the Fire EMS side. We've got 40 seconds to go. Here's Bauer in the corner. Goes around over to the far side. Nobody there. Hubner sneaking in from the point. Laidlaw is there to cut it off. Goes off the back of his stick. Cleared up, out of the zone. Now Hubner again. Puck loose just inside the blue line. Menenti, he can't get it out. Bauer will take possession. 20 seconds to go. Parfit comes together with Bauer. Laidlaw with 15 remaining. Deep in his own end, his pass knocked aside. Trudell's shot goes off the side of the net. Laidlaw gives back Parfit. Parfit's pass is blocked. Colton Orr stepping in, he can't get a handle on it. 5 seconds left, 3 seconds, and we'll have a whistle for an icing. And with 2.3 seconds to go, the Police will get one last opportunity in the offensive zone.
Well, Zach, this has definitely been the most exciting end to one of these games that we've had here. 1-goal lead late, Fire EMS shutting it down. Really not a lot of chances generated in the zone there, although they had possession for a while.
Cucci, a right-handed shot, will take the face-off. Look for him to shoot it right away. Instead, it's blocked. At the point, Hubner can't hold the blue line. And the Woodbridge Fire EMS has defeated Woodbridge Police by a score of 8-7.
And we saw some early goals in this game. We thought maybe we would really see an offensive outburst, but just one more goal aside than we've seen in two of our previous games, which were 7-6 in the third and fourth iteration of this game. But Fire EMS get their second straight win, and they're continue what is now becoming to be their dominance in this series.
It really is. It's a 5-2 series lead. My question now is, who's going to be named MVP for this game? Joe, if I had a vote, I would say Tommy Bauer. With the goals that he had, quite frankly, nobody quite stood out the way that he did.
Yeah, honestly, when I was watching this game, I was thinking, it really just depends upon the outcome. If the Police were able to get back into this game and perhaps win it, I would have said Eddie Parfit would be the MVP of the game. But if the Fire EMS were able to hold on, I mean, Bauer at times looked dominant in this game, and he was really the difference.
So we will await to see who is awarded the MVP trophy. Of course, the MVP trophy is named after former Fire Chief Bruce Turcotte of Hope Lawn Fire. And, well, he was a fan of this game. Unfortunately, not with us anymore, but, you figure he's got to be smiling at this.
Especially at the play of whoever wins this MVP. And as we mentioned,
and Tommy Bauer being named the MVP of this game. He is the first player in this series to be named MVP twice, as he was the MVP in the fourth Emergency Services Cup game, a 7-6 victory by Fire EMS back in 2014.
And the MVP trophy goes back to a skater. The last two games, the trophy was won by a goaltender.
That's a good point, and not something that I had really paid that much attention to. But yeah, last year's game, Bijan Rastigarpana making over 40 saves. The year before that, Neil Uricchio, who had over 30 saves in that game. In this game, tighter defensively, 25-23, your final shots on goal. The Police out shooting the Fire EMS squad.
And then when the teams did get scoring chances today, they were just a higher quality of chance that, the goalies, they're not really expecting to make too many saves on breakaways, 2-on-1s, those types of chances.
So we'll head back down to public address announcer Joe Oliveri as he takes us through the ending ceremonies of this Emergency Services Cup game.
Ballerina. Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
As you see the teams come together for a picture that, Joe, I've seen these pictures before. It seems each year the crowd on the ice gets bigger. The crowd here in the stands get bigger. A sold-out capacity arenas here in Woodbridge, and, well, just a great event all the way around.
And a lot of people come out here today to see two guys who made it all the way to the NHL play in this game, and they're here at the center of this photo. And it's something that shows the evolution of the game, that you get this recognition from, pro hockey players to come out and support a good cause.
So that will wrap it up for us here. For everybody on the technical crew with TV35 and for Joe Mudrak, I'm Zach McGinnis saying so long from the arenas at the Woodbridge Community Center. It's the Woodbridge Fire EMS 8, Woodbridge Police Local 38-7. We hope you enjoyed the game. Hello fans, a special treat for you here as I'm Zach McGinnis, joined alongside Guy Oliveri. Guy, your last game as a player, is it bittersweet? What are the emotions that you're feeling as you get ready for this?
Yeah, it's bitter. It is bittersweet because there is a time to pass the torch. There is a time to let new people continue and make sure that things continue in a fashion that we've set a standard. For me personally, never scored a goal, but I got an assist today. And it's just, there's so many friendships and families and opportunities to bless other people, and hopefully that doesn't come to an end at this point. It's just passing the torch.
Well, certainly you have set an example that really anybody here can follow. The mayor at the beginning had mentioned when he started here in 1992, you were already beginning with your charity work and everything along those lines. Now over, 30 some odd years later, it seems like you're only doing more and more. What does the future hold for you when it comes to hockey here in Woodbridge?
Well, the future is limitless. When I did this 12 years ago, we started with a bunch of 10-year-olds playing sled hockey. Another fellow officer, John Rossler, got me involved, and that was the blessing of my career, because from there, I got to know the families of the sled hockey teams. I've gotten to know the kids, and out of that group of 10-year-olds, they went on to be adults going on to college. Two of them are now Paralympians. Jack Wallace won his first gold medal. Josh Paul has won his third gold medal and is now the captain of the Olympic team. Micah Fowler is the star of the hit show Speechless on ABC, and I'm sure God has a wonderful plan for all of those kids, and I hope I'm involved some way.
I'm sure you will be, because Mr. Oliveri, what you have done has, again, provided an example, not only through your actions, but through your words as well. And really, as long as they follow you, I think they'll be doing all right. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Zach.
This is Guy Oliveri, and I'm Zach McGinnis here at the Emergency Services Cup game. Thank you very much.